Greetings sailors and welcome back to World of Warships, and today I thought I would look at, well, new ship to me anyway. It's the Tier 11 US destroyer, the Joshua Humphreys. I don't see this in battle too much. It tends to be the Dalanas and the, where are we? I mean, I've got 2/3 of them anyway, but, Yamagiri. It tends to be the Dalanas and the Yamagiris that I see the most of. For some reason, doesn't seem to be many people playing these things. I am not sure why. In form, it's... well, it's got the same torps as the gearing, although I think the reload... you can't get the reload to be as good as the gearing. But what you can do is really get the guns to fire quite quickly. And if that's just using the equipment, if I put in the relevant captain skill, which I'm not sure if I will yet, but I can get that down a little bit more to 2.5 seconds. I think that puts it basically at the same amount of DPM as the other one. Where are we? I did have the name in my brain, and then, of course, the moment I've started recording, it's fled. The Forest Sherman, there we go. Which, of course, has half the number of guns, but 1.3 second reload there, as you can see. Well, 2.6 second reload, double the reload, but double the number of guns. So in theory, yes, it's the same DPS right now, and will in fact even be a little bit better if I take that skill. You could try and make it more around the torpedoes, but I don't know if it's worth it. I think the firepower of this is where it's at, and the side benefit of taking that captain skill is that it buffs the AA a bit more as well. This does have the option, as with I think all US destroyers from what, tier 5, tier 6, I can't remember now. You can basically swap the engine boost out for a defensive. I think I'll keep the engine boost, to be honest. The defensive is going to be useful sometimes, but I think maybe not that useful. Having said that, I did put this bit of equipment in this slot here because the turrets don't need any more traverse speed, and I could have put a bit of extra speed on the torpedoes, extra 5%, which would make that, what, 68 knots, 69 knots, something like that. It would buff it a little bit. But I'm more than likely to encounter top tier carriers when I'm playing this thing, so being able to get that priority sector boost back quicker will potentially be quite useful. In fact, I could also stick on that flag. I don't know why that didn't do that automatically. So yeah, I don't know how good this is going to be as any kind of AA ship, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. I haven't played this yet. I literally just bought it and outfitted it to what I thought might be suitable. I don't even know what I'm going to take for the final couple of skill points, to be honest. I mean, an extra skill, an extra smoke from Superintendent would be useful, but like I said, we could also get a buff to AA and reload, or I could potentially try and bring my torp reload down a bit, because it's pretty long at the moment. But yeah, I don't really know. It'll be interesting to see what people think in the comments, if there's any particular recommendations about how I should build this thing out. Anyway, let's go into battle and see what the game throws at us. I'm expecting CVs and maybe even submarines, although I might be lucky in terms of submarines. Who knows? Well, that's taken about a minute, but of course when you're playing one of these super ships, it does have to match you up against a same class super ship on the other team, so maybe it's not surprising things took a little bit longer. Also, in the exact inverse of what I was saying would happen, or was likely to happen, because, you know, the queue looked alright at first, but no, it's given us double subs and no carrier, so we won't get to see what the AA is like unless we encounter some spotter planes or catapult fighters, but we might get to see what the depth charges are like, I guess. There's also a radar on the other side to look out for, and yeah, 1 or 2 hydros. Forest Sherman will also be a bit nasty to run into, but I guess we'll see. Now, much like Yamagiri, this does have the burst fire, so you've got quite a long reload at the start. Yeah, but once it's made that initial reload, it's generally, you know, unless you're continuously using the burst fire, which is probably not a good idea. Unless you're doing it for a challenge, but I think you'd just be hobbling yourself there. Yeah, generally, I wouldn't do that. We've also gotten ourselves arms race, which is quite nice. I quite like arms race, especially if I'm in a destroyer. We'll maybe have a poke at this this cap, but the subs might get there. Yamagiri, the Khabarovsk, is certainly fast enough to get there, depending on where it's spawned. So it's always a bit risky for going for one of these central ones. Yeah, might end up knife fighting, and we're not gonna. Well, we might have torpedoes. I don't know, but I'm not going to risk my ship going for this. If I get spotted, I guess we'll see what it is. There is the advantage in this mode that well, it hasn't popped up yet, but the heal pickups will pop at some point, and generally speaking, if it's not among the first wave in one of these sort of central bits, then it will be one for each side, as it were, one for each team. So yeah, we should get some healing going later on, but it won't be a massive amount of healing. It'll just be enough to help out. Anyway, it doesn't seem like any of the enemy destroyers decided they were going to get that, so that's fine. That is now 2.4 second reload. I think that helps our torpedoes as well. Yes, it does. So that's very useful for me, actually. So let's go and maybe go over this side. Also, annoyingly, I can feel a sneeze coming on when I was doing that thing where it's like, am I going to sneeze? Am I not going to sneeze? I don't know. I'm hoping that Moskva is in between radar cooldowns at the moment. You are, I imagine... Are you coming this way or are you turning, Moskva? It would be nice to pick up that next reload buff, but I'm not entirely sure what the Moskva is doing. I do have my my gearing with the side grade. I can't remember what it's called now. The unique upgrade. There we go. So I'm much more used to playing the gearing like a much faster torp reloading torp boat, and you do have a very nice range with these torps. I might actually get that kill. That's quite nice. Someone's softened them up. No. Okay. Well, never mind. Let's grab this next reload buff. We've managed to grab a bunch of the buffs so far. I wonder if we should maybe try and chase down this Yamagiri on the flank, because I can put my firepower to use then. I'm very, very close also now to completing... I was creating there, no. Completing the dockyard. I just need one more token, and I basically need destroyer spotting damage, so it also ties up quite nicely. I've already played some destroyer games today, so it ties up quite nicely with me playing this also. I figured I'd actually better record it before the day gets too late, because I've been playing other things. Right, there's the reload. Oh, there's a heal right there, but maybe the Mecklenburg will get it? I don't know. Yeah, let's see if we can get this Yamagiri, who otherwise will be a bit of a pain for our allies. Right, is it worth... No, there's nobody to drop torps on there, really. I wonder how many you get from the burst. Does it say? Interval between... So it's literally just a... Okay, oh, it's still faster, and it actually does boost the damage. Three, it says there. That's the number I was looking for, and I read every other number before I read that number, because of course I did. Right, I could potentially smoke this Napoli, who's having a good time being focused there. Yeah, we'll do that.
Generator started. Engine boost activated.
Looks like they're trying to... I mean, I know, you Italian has own smoke, but... So I can get his attention. No. I don't know if he's trying to get to the island, maybe. Oh well, I'm trying to help, but I'm not sure if it's like super appreciated. I just realised there's a Patrick coming around the other side.
Smoke screen set.
Oh well. An attempt was made. Sometimes it's like that, sadly. Right. This is going to be a bit tricky. I'm trying to... Yeah, the Amagiri going for the Patry being there. And having just used my smoke, but it's close enough, I think, that I can delve back into my smoke, potentially. So here we go. If I use the boost, he's trying to disappear. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Right, time to get back into my smoke. And accidentally fat finger my depth charges as well while we're at it. Try not to give too much broadside to this Patry, but I don't think they're actually... No, they're more focused on the... Okay, that's fine, they're more focused on the sub right now. Well, I got to get some damage out of the sub, out of the Yamagiri rather. And we can even maybe use my smoke and pew pew a bit here. Which, yeah, might let me top up my damage, although apparently no one's spotting right now. Which is a bit annoying when you've got smoke like this and the opportunity to go pew pew.
Deactivated.
Right, I think between us, I don't know. Oh, the 2501, we're to shotgun a good chunk of that Patry's health away. Oh, I did click there. Sometimes it doesn't, like if you do it too quickly, it doesn't register when you're switching between your weapon groups. The 2501 actually going to get to survive. Because it's completely balanced how submarines work. Yeah, I think we might be winning this one. Bit of blind fire, but there we go. AP, so it didn't hurt that much. Vermont's off in that direction. Well, plenty of pew-pews so far. I think radio location was probably a decent call for this. I don't feel like I wasted skill points there. And not a lot of ships left, so we'll see if we can do something against this Vermont. In fact, let's drop this group of torps. Oh, well, never mind. They ran out of points, I guess. Well, that was a very swift battle. Yeah, okay. That was very swift. I guess we'll do another one. No subs or CVs this time, which is very nice. And it's actually given us another Joshua Humphreys to go up against. So, yeah. I don't know much about the provenance of this design, by the way. It's not one that existed. The name Humphreys has been used on... there was a USS Humphreys as a Clemson-class destroyer, and there is a USNS replenishment ship, which is not to be confused with the United States Naval Service, not to be confused with the United States Navy. It's slightly confusing, but yeah, it's a separate thing. I think it's like civilian ships in naval... I can't remember. It's sort of vaguely analogous to the Royal Fleet Auxiliary in the UK. But anyway, yes, there is a current Joshua Humphreys as well. But this was never built, so I don't know if this was like a post-war design. I mean, the turrets look very like the Forrest Sherman turrets, except they're twin instead of single. So I don't know if this is a late war, post-war, maybe 50s sort of. I don't know. Post-gearing or something. Who knows? Anyway, again, a radar. In fact, two radars. Santander will have radar, won't it? And Minotaur could have radar. So we'll see how this goes. And it would be nice to... It's always a bit tricky coming in this mid-cap as a destroyer. Because you're not really going to have any great amount of support And knife fights, it's very easy to have them go very badly wrong very quickly. So, yeah, so there we go. It's blocked. We know where they are. Torpedoes are going to be up soon. The stealth on this is not bad, but yeah, 5.9, there's a lot of stuff that will out-stealth you. And obviously the enemy Humphreys is likely to be the same. Shimakaze will be better. Vampire might be worse, but it won't be worse by a lot. Vampire 6 point something, I want to say. Oh, you're still opposite side of the island. Oh, hello. And somebody's got Hydro.
Engine boost activated.
And it's the Vampire. Okay.
The ship is on fire.
Right, well, that's a pay.
Critical engine damage.
Especially with there also being the Minotaur there.
The ship is on fire.
Alright, well, we might actually at least kill this. No, we have not going to kill that. Right, well, okay. But it forced him out the smoke, so. Gosh, this is very dicey. It would be the thing with the Hydro and the high rate of fire. Never mind. I did take a good chunk of his health off, but yes. Oh well. Well, I appreciate the, you know, the sort of vague attempt at helping there by radaring Mino, but not Mino, Des Moines, but it was a bit too late. Sort of drove past without actually firing, I don't think, so rip. Oh well, okay, yeah, like I said, knife fights that can go wrong, and it was the worst possible thing I could have met. So, that happens sometimes. As you can see, this is nearly done. I think our team won fairly decisively. Again, quite a one-sided game, but this time I managed to get sunk. And, so, not that interesting for me, but, yeah, all that's left now is the enemy J. Humphreys, who I don't think has ever even been spotted, so they're playing purely as a torpedo boat, I guess. Or just being ultra cautious. So, you know, this might literally be us winning on points. I guess we'll see. There he is. Spotted by the Daring and having an attempt at buying a little more time, but Daring, of course, does have Hydro. Short-ranged Hydro, though. He's going to have to go in to get him, but yeah. The end is most definitely nigh. Oh, well, there we go. We did win on points. So, yeah, a bit of a drawn-out end to that one. I guess they were just purely lobbing torpedoes downrange. Not really doing any cap contesting or anything like that. So, still somehow over 1,000 base XP. Not entirely sure how. I did get a couple of spotting ribbons and a little bit of damage, I suppose. Right, I don't normally do 3 matches for these live recordings, but the first one was so short, and the second one, well, not that short, but, you know, I'm going to be able to basically edit most of that out, because I died so quick. So, yeah, let's hope that we can have a third game where I actually get to do something a bit more substantial. Okay, well, the firepower might come in useful. That is 5 destroyers on each team and 1 poor little cruiser squashed in the middle between all the battleships. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit interesting. And by a little bit interesting, I mean I will probably also die very quickly, but I'm going to try not to. And obviously, well, actually, no, not obviously. Gearing may be sneakier than I am, but might not be. Kitikaze, I honestly can't remember offhand what the Kitikaze's stealth is. Zorki definitely won't be. Venom will be. And, yeah, I don't think we've otherwise got any, like, there's no radars or anything. Schlieffen and De Grosser and Kurfürst all have hydros to be wary of. But yeah, this is mostly going to be, lots of dodging torpedoes, I would imagine. So I guess let's see how this goes. Okay, it's the Zorki that's in on this side, and yes, I easily outspotted them. Don't quite have the torps yet, though. Do have a Venezia nearby, not a quick reload necessarily, but... Why, hello there! Between my firepower and the Venezia's very nasty SAP, I might want to smoke here. Oh, again, fat fingering this thing. Right. I thought I'd give that a go. That's probably the optimal time to use your burst fires when you're basically about to smoke, but yeah, there wasn't anyone spotting there, so sadly I didn't get anything out of that. Also, I think both of my torp launchers got reset.
Smoke screen set.
Anyway, we also know where other things are now, so Kitikaze and Delana are over there, so that's got to be the gearing or the Benham. In fact, no, gearing's there, so that's Benham in the A-cap. So we'll actually maybe put torpedoes across in that direction. So that's a big chunk of health I've lost already. I'm quite glad I took the extra hit points captain skill. But I'm pretty sure this Zorki is the one that has the... Actually, maybe not. This was somebody that was radio locating me to begin with, but if it was the Zorki, surely they'd be the closest one. Anyway, they did lose some health as well, though. Not so much to me, but the Venezia did land some good hits. Right, so De Grosser down there, but manoeuvring south. I'll grab this cap. How's things on the other side? Okay, the closest thing is actually now there. And now I'm located. Right, so I wonder if it's one of those two. So yeah, there we go, the Zorki lost a lot of hit points. Let's put one lot of torps out in that direction. Is it worth... Or maybe do I... it's a bit tricky. If I put them out there, that's not the best cap for doing that. Oh, hello. Oh, the Delana's making a move. Okay, right, in which case let's... do we... Well, the De Grosser is manoeuvring. So we could try and get a bit closer, but I really don't want to overextend at this point. And I could go and try to fight the Delana, but I don't really want to... no, let's put the torps into the cap rather than try and hit this manoeuvring De Grosser. Already down to nearly half health. Is what, 60%? 55%? Something like that. Right, that Preußen's not going to last. The Montana's much further back, so they're fine. Oh, hello. That is the Benham. Right, don't have to worry about Benham's firepower.
Engine boost activated. Smoke generator
But
started.
annoyingly, they've been able to just smoke, so I've got to use another smoke to disengage. We've also got reduced visibility. So if I can get one-on-one with the Benham and not get torpedoed, that's hunky-dory.
Torpedoes astern.
But, yeah, that's not necessarily a guarantee.
Smoke screen set.
At least, if I stick near the smoke screen so I can at least potentially dip back into it if necessary. That would be useful. The worst case scenario right now would be the Kitakaze also turning up here. Maybe I should be trying to grab the A-cap? I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe I should actually try and grab the A-cap. The feeling that Delana or somebody might be coming across from the other side.
Torpedoes to port.
Oh!
Torpedoes to port.
Alright, Yoshino's there, but I did catch him with a torpedo. There he is. Bad news is, I don't have the captain's skill that tells me if people are looking at... Oh yeah, there's something. What is that? Kitakaze, yes. Right. There's the Venom, but,
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
plus no shoot, Kitakaze. Plus no shoot.
Problem solved,
At
sir.
least been able to disengage.
Engine boost deactivated.
Yee, it's fine. Okay, the Venom, taking out the Venom is useful for my allies. The Venom is by far the most dangerous torpedo destroyer that they had. Although having said that, you know, they've still got the gearing, they've still got the Delana. So, yeah. We can't really do that again, and certainly the things that they have left are faster firing and generally more dangerous than a Venom. So I think this is not looking great. They might just end up getting control of the caps until the storm is over, by which point they'll have accumulated even more of a points lead. Which is not something we can really afford. There is the gearing, though. Where are you going, Republic? Let's try torpedoes across there. We might be able to help out with the gearing. They're isolated. Nearly have my final smoke back. If it takes a torpedo, that would be jolly useful. Okay, this is a Shima that knows they can use their guns. That's not always the case, but that's great. Okay, that's hopefully the gearing going to be taken out of commission then. Unfortunately, we are losing the Conqueror that's ventured into that cap.
Torpedoes direct front.
Have you got this guy? Struggling a little bit. Let's help out. Okay, let's just struggling a bit with the ballistics and the gearing dodging. Okay, that was my bad not paying attention to what was going on there. I kind of assumed that he was A-okay, and it turned out he wasn't. So, it's not looking so great. It's not. It's not. Okay. That'll be Yoshino Torps. Yeah, let's see Yoshino's playing. Yeah, I think we might just be sort of vaguely struggling for damage at this point. I don't know if this is going to be possible to turn this around. You're then getting control of the caps and then the storm coming along at that moment. Yeah. That was very inconveniently timed, all things considered. Right, is that the Thunderer where we're pointing at? I think it is. Yeah, those aren't going to hit anything, are they? We'd basically have to kill quite a lot of things quite quickly to be able to to get this back, but I don't think we have the ships with the hit points, and they have quite a few ships with good hit points left. So yes, I suspect this might not be happening. But at least I've gotten to do a bit more in this particular round. Been able to be a little bit more active and see a bit more action. And after all, it really is all about trying to get a handle on what the ship is like, what it can do. The guns certainly seem very capable. I can't complain about the guns. Looks like someone else flying the Saltire there as well. It just means, of course, they're flying the same modified flag that I am.
The enemy is about to win.
But, you know, it's nice. It means I get to pretend that they're also, you know, Scottish or a fan of Scotland or something. Not just that they happen to be running the same flag that I modded. I can see why, or I can see where a bit more speed on the torpedoes would be useful. I might tweak this setup a bit and put something into the torpedoes, maybe. Because I've not really done much damage with the torpedoes in these battles so far. I just, I could just smoke and pew pew, I suppose. There's not a lot of this game left, is there?
Started.
Might as well do something rather than just sitting waiting for my torpedoes to come back. Which they will at least quite soon. Oh, 986. 989. No, okay, that's it. Oh well.
Smoke screen set.
Again, arguably quite a one-sided game overall. But that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get a bunch of one-sided games in a row. There's nothing you can do about that. So, yeah. Oh well, I at least got a decent amount of spotting in that one. In fact, I've nearly finished that mission. So the next video will probably be the thingy, the dockyard ship. I'm doing very well with remembering ship names today, apparently. Dyson? Is it Dyson? Something like that. I'll know in a second when it's actually loaded. It's thinking about it. I'm not sure about this new flat look on the... Like, it just seems to be the thing that games are doing these days, I suppose. There's a refresh of the UI elements for a refresh's sake rather than it was actually needed. Anyway, the dice out, there we go. So you can see I am one away from it being finished. So yeah, that will definitely be the next video. So, like I said, share your own setups with the Joshua Humphreys down below and point out anything I'm doing horrendously wrong. That's always appreciated. And, you know, all the other things that you can do is appreciated as well, such as hitting the like button or commenting or whatever. So hopefully you're having a grand day wherever you are. And as always, stay tuned for more.